Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to Borderlands 3, another episode of 50 kills on True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4. If this is the first video you've watched with me, I have killed, this is number 17, main bosses, named bosses in Borderlands 3 on True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4. Since the Mayhem 4 update came out like 2 weeks ago, I've pretty much done one every day except a few days. And we are essentially looking for the Mayhem 4 dedicated drops. So far I think we found around 5 of them. Actually got them to drop as well. And the main thing we're also doing is testing or comparing all the named bosses to see who drops the most legendary items, who drops the most anointed items, class mods, artifacts, etc. So by the end of all of this, we'll be able to go, look, if we're looking for just bulk legendaries, we go to this person. If we're looking for anointed items, which I'm desperately trying to get, we go to this person. If we're looking for class mods because they're just a giant pain in the butt to try and get ever, we go to this person, and artifacts all the same. And on today's episode, we are 1v1ing the one and only Genevieve, who, to be honest, I'd never farmed since the end of the game. This is the first time I've actually properly farmed her. And to be honest, is a decent farm. Now, if you guys do not remember how to get to Genevieve, you're going to want to head down to Eden 6, all the way down in a Ferocious Canopy where I currently am. And this is where I am now, but the fast travel station is here. And you're going to have to run all the way through this area. This is really easy. But this area right here, this is the ship, Jacob's ship. I forget their name. The Family Jewel? I think that's it. Regardless if I got that wrong or not. This thing is an absolute maze. It can be really heckin' confusing. There's several levels. You have to go in and then back out this way and then run all the way down and then around and then back all the way. It's horrific. But although it looks horrible, I guess there is only one real way to go. There's no dead end ways. So as long as there is a way to go forward that you haven't been yet, that's the way to go. I know, lit description. Now, as for loadout, I'm pretty sure I've gone through every single caustic weapon I actually own to see which would work the best and which was the fastest and which were absolute trash. And I think I resulted in the best out of the ones I have. So she's a giant mech. She has a shield. So first, shock weapon. I tried a whole bunch, and honestly, I liked messing around with the shocking AAA, which is the first time I've actually ever used this gun legitimately. But if you have this gun and you generally don't use it, give it a go, because I actually think it's worthwhile using. Other options, of course, if you don't have a shocking AAA, my Shredder Fire, that is shock, was amazing. The Cutsman, of course, if you can hit her, she's really good at dodging, is a main thing. Also my Rowan's Call, where the heck that is, that there. I did also try using my recurring Hex, which is shock damage, throwing a whole bunch of those at the start. That shredded through her shield good enough, but I ended up keeping my Roided Gas Call on because that works really, really well on her armor, and I didn't want to waste it on getting rid of the shield when the shocking AAA was just working really well. Now, as for her armored health, I used my More Lineage. I also used my Bang Stick a little bit. Wasn't that effective today. It usually shreds pretty much every boss in the game, but I'm terrible at accuracy, and Genevieve is really good at dodging. So I could only really hit her in 2 different times. I sort of worked out what her route was, and she goes the same way every time. There was a few spots where she actually stood still long enough for me to actually load enough Bang Stick into her for it actually to be worth doing the crit swap trick thing. Otherwise, I was using my Magnificent. That worked really well. Shredder Fire worked really well. Again, my Cutsman, absolute goat weapon in Mayhem 4. If you guys don't have a caustic Cutsman, get one. They're amazing. Now, like usual, I won't run through my entire skill tree because that just takes way too long. But if you guys want to pause it, check it out for yourselves. It is essentially high damage, high critical hit damage, and trying to get my fadeaway back as quickly as possible. And it works really well for me. So you can try that if you want. Also, if you guys didn't already know, today was another huge hotfix update thing for Borderlands 3, and it brought back Guardian rank. Thank God for that, because it's been gone for 3 weeks, believe it or not, 3 weeks tomorrow or something like that, which is absolutely crazy. So it's back finally, which means we can actually do anything in Last Stand. We get our cooldown back, we get our luck rarity back, we get our shield things back. It's amazing. I've missed it a lot. The only thing that I'll mention is this is the first boss that I've had this back, so take that into account. I don't know how much that actually affects it with loot drops, but that is back for our world drop weapons. But I can't really turn it off, so we're just going to have to go with it. Now, I just have a few runs showing on screen so you guys can essentially see my strat for killing Genevieve. It is not particularly fast, but it does definitely do the job pretty much every single time. If you guys want a super fast method, usually just check out the comment section, because even when I attempt to say a fast one, there is without a doubt somebody that has an absolute goat method down below in the comment section. So check that out if you guys want to. But while you guys are checking out the action, I will read through the stats for you guys. Today, after 50 runs on True Vault Hunter mode, killing Genevieve, we got 92 legendary items, which is pretty good. It is definitely up there for bosses like Genevieve. She's not up there with the best of the best, of course. If you guys are looking for just pure world drop items and absolute tons of them, definitely go to Agonizer. He's currently in the #1 spot out of the ones that we have tested so far, which I think is like 17 bosses, I think. He dropped 157 legendaries in the 50 runs, which is crazy. Second place is a Rampager at 153, and Grave Ward, the original MVP, still on third place with 147. Out of the three, it's essentially whoever you can kill faster, Grave Ward or Agonizer. It just really depends on your build. Rampager, although can be killed really quickly, he does have immunity stages which waste a lot of time. So again, it's just sort of essentially what your build works with. I would say most people will be able to destroy Grave Ward faster, so you get more legendaries in a short amount of time. As for anointed items, I got 10 anointed legendary items out of our 50 runs today with Genevieve, which is not too bad. Like, it's definitely not up there with the best of the best. But a weird thing I will mention, I got all 10 anointed items within the first 25 or 27 runs, I think it was, and then I didn't get a single anointed legendary for the next 20 to 25. So the second half we got absolutely zero, so that just shows how RNG can absolutely troll you and can actually help you a lot depending on what it feels like doing for a particular day. If you guys are looking for anointed items, out of the bosses we've tested so far, Troy is still #1, of course, with 25 anointed legendaries. Gigamind is still in second place with 22 anointed legendaries, and Tyrene at third place with 20. If you guys are looking for anointeds, my recommendation is definitely Gigamind. The other two have horrific immunity stages and are really just a harder boss to fight, to be honest. Troy is probably my most hated boss, and Tyrene can either be really quick because their immunity stages didn't take too long, or she can take an extra 20 minutes because she decided to go for a fly around for a ridiculous amount of time whilst being immune. Whilst Gigamind is always super easy, he doesn't have immunity stages, and you can pretty much destroy him with any character super quick. As for legendary artifacts, Genevieve had 11, which is definitely decent, but if you're looking for the best of the best, Rampager dropped 22, which is actually double that, which is kind of crazy. Tyrene is in second place currently for legendary artifacts with 19 out of the 50 runs, and Gravy plus General Traunt are tied for third place with 17 legendary artifacts in 50 runs. Now, as for legendary class mods, Genevieve actually dropped the exact same amount for artifacts that she did for class mods, so we've got 11 out of her today. Without a doubt, the best place, if you guys are going for legendary class mods, if this is the first video you guys have watched, you're definitely going to want to check out the Agonizer 9000 video, because he dropped 25 legendary class mods in 50 runs, which is absolutely filthy. Every second run, essentially, he's dropping a legendary class mod, which is like ridiculously crazy. For example, second place is only 17, and I thought that was like absolutely mental at the time. And Grave Ward, who was originally the MVP for a very long time, drops 16 legendary class mods. So if you guys have a build that can handle Agonizer 9000 on True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4, I would highly recommend. He's not too difficult. He will have one immunity stage if you're not putting out enough damage, but if you guys are really stacked, you can take him down super quick with absolutely zero immunity stages, and it would result in a lot of legendary class mods. As for unsuccessful runs, Genevieve had 6 runs today where she didn't drop me a single legendary, which again, it's not that bad. It's definitely not the best though. If you guys are looking for consecutive runs and never want to see a drop that has 0 legendaries, Agonizer and Grave Ward are your current best bets. Agonizer only had 1 unsuccessful run, and Grave Ward only had 2 when we farmed them 50 times on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. Now, as for dedicated drops, unfortunately there is no Mayhem 4 specific dedicated drops. If you guys don't know already, if you guys are like new to the series or anything, Mayhem 4 dedicated drops are the new weapons added to the game as of like 2 weeks ago. There's like new weapons, I think there's a new shield. There's definitely class mods, and they are Mayhem 4 specific. You can get them on True Vault Hunter mode, no normal Vault Hunter mode, but they have to be in Mayhem 4. Can't get them any other Mayhem levels, unfortunately. And I think we found like 5 of those so far. But unfortunately, Genevieve herself does not have any Mayhem 4 dedicated drops. As we found out today, there is no new weapons, shields, or class mods, unfortunately, but she does have dedicated drops already in the game. I think she has about 3 or 4, but I will be covering those in a separate video that will be out very soon. Just didn't want to make this video like 20 minutes long for you guys, so I'll cover those separately because those are a bit different from the series we're currently making. But yeah, that is 50 kills of Genevieve on True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4. I will be pinning a comment to the top of the comment section though, as usual, that will have the full list of legendaries that drop for us in the whole 50 runs in order of each particular run. So you guys can check that out down below if you would like. And if you guys have any Borderlands 3 legendary weapons that are missing currently from your stash and you guys have been looking for it for ages, feel free to leave a comment down below. One, because if I have any spares, I'm more than happy to send them to you, because I have heaps and heaps of legendaries from doing this series for a bunch of split screen accounts, just filled to the brim. I have banks filled to the brim with spares for you guys. So if you guys are missing anything, more than welcome to leave a comment down below and I'll get around to everyone eventually. It does take me a while though. If you're not on PS4, if you're on Xbox, PC, or I don't have the weapon, feel free to comment down below anyway, because the Borderlands 3 community is awesome with things like trading and just giving away guns for free, stuff like that. So feel free to comment down below anyway. You will likely find someone that is looking for the same thing or have the same thing and is willing to trade, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe down below if you guys haven't already. We smashed through 4,000 subs like 2 days ago, which is absolutely mental. So thank you very much for all the massive support on this series so far. If you guys want to leave a like down below and share the video, it'll help the channel grow even more beyond belief, which would be fantastic. And yeah, other than that, I shall see you guys in the next video. Till then, have an absolutely wonderful day and adios.